Mr. Chairman, this amendment offered by Representative Ogles prohibits federal funds from being used to make a mask mandate in Congress. Policies involving mandatory mask implementation are not about science or safety, but they're about control. Mr. Ogles and many other Americans recognized this years ago, and our views have been justified by Dr. Fauci's admission that these policies were not based on science. In the 117th Congress, then Speaker Pelosi compelled everyday Americans who visited the House of Representatives to walk around wearing glorified muzzles. The House is supposed to be the most democratic body within our federal government. As representatives, we are supposed to have the most direct connection with the people of any federal official. From the beginning of the nation, we have been elected by a majority vote of our constituents. Yet Democrats chose to make it more difficult for constituents to visit their representatives by forcing them to wear masks and follow COVID-19 protocols that didn't protect anybody. We have a responsibility to ensure any future Congress does not adopt these same policies again. My colleagues here have a choice between following the science that we now know or clinging to superstitions based on fear and ignorance. During the height of COVID frenzy, policymakers relied on studies far removed from anything resembling the scientific method. What we have before us is the most rigorous and comprehensive analysis of scientific studies conducted on the efficiency of masks. And frankly, I'm going with the science on this one. And I'm happy that many of my colleagues who argued in favor of these mandates realized their mistakes and supported banning them last fall. Mask mandates destroyed our economy and damaged families with little discernible gain. Mr. Chair, we've tried mask mandates in this country. They failed to control the spread of respiratory viruses and set our fellow citizens against each other. They, along with other policies based on the same bad science, were used to restrict the access people had to their elected representatives. Mask mandates are ineffective in preventing the spread of disease, but they certainly infringed on our rights. They were part of the grotesque lockdown policy that severely damaged our economy and instilled an unwarranted level of fear in the minds of Americans. I urge the adoption of Mr. Ogles' amendment, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentleman seek recognition?
Mr. Chair, I claim the time in opposition.
Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I rise in opposition to this amendment. These policies should not be debated. It should now be debated in a different context on a different bill. However, I will debate since the congressman is addressing the issues. Wearing a mask can help lower the risk of virus transmission and can save lives. Here we go again. Since 2021, according to the CDC, we have lost over 1.2 million lives in these United States due to COVID-19. And according to the World Health Organization, we lost over 7 million people across the globe. People are still contracting the disease. As of this past April, there were 22 million cases, active cases. Vaccines and masks are the safety for ourselves, and others. COVID-19 and other viral illnesses significantly impact and strain our hospital and healthcare workers. We have come a long way in protecting ourselves against COVID. We have more tools now to combat the deadly disease. However, creating a law that will limit our use of health mandates is short-sighted. Congress health mandates are guided by recommendations from our very own attending physician, who coordinates with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Under this amendment, agencies will be limited in which tools they can use to ensure the health of members, staff, and visitors. Our own constituents have come to the campus in the face of a pandemic. This amendment undermines public health and our ability to ensure the safety of our Capitol complex for all of us. I oppose this amendment and yield back.